Hi there, welcome back to our channel and another chatty video, a live not live. We try and record these all in one, makes it easier for you to edit as well, doesn't it?
Thank you, it does.
We've got some Q&As.
We certainly have.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a headache, haven't you?
I've had a terrible cold this week, yeah, I just felt really lousy.
Can we do some own? Yeah, we've got some Q&As, thank you so much as well. We had some questions before we moved, which we have got.
We'd planned to do one before we moved, didn't we?
Yeah, we planned to do one before the end of the year.
Didn't happen.
Just didn't happen. Obviously, with everything else with the move, it just kind of like, just didn't happen. But thank you for your questions. This is going up Sunday, so I think I asked Friday and also Saturday morning. So we're going to try and answer as many as we can. But also having a look at some of the questions, I think it's fair to say, I mean, we've spoken about a couple, but there are some we are going to record, I think, separate videos.
More in depth.
So we will touch on them, but we won't actually really maybe talk too long about those now, but we will do separate videos. Because we thought they actually warrant a separate sort of chatty video. So thank you very much.
We went out for breakfast this morning and what we sometimes like doing is reading over the questions and then just chatting. And you can tell them because some of them you start really getting into a really good conversation and you just think, yeah, that one deserves its own video. So some of those, thank you, deserve their own videos.
Yeah. Hey, this is from Nath James 7. Hey, love the channel. When did you buy DVC and was it direct? Would you buy any more? Now, just going back to what I said a moment ago, DVC has actually come up in quite a few questions.
Can I just touch on that actually?
Yep.
Because for those that don't know what DVC is,
yes.
It's Disney Vacation Club. It's like Disney's take on timeshare, which we
kind of.
It's
not really. It's different places.
But it's the way that people
principle of it,
would understand it. Yeah. We bought in 2018, didn't we? We
did, yes, and it was a holiday we were on and we had no intention that's what we were going to do. I know that wasn't the question. We've had a few DVC questions, so I think we will do a separate DVC video and we'll cover this question here. Yes, we did buy direct. Would we buy any more? I'd never say never. I think we would like to.
Well,
but
we've spoken about this. If we did, it would probably be resale. But if we hadn't have bought DVC, we would have bought direct, if that makes sense.
Yes, there are some benefits you get direct that you don't get with resale.
And things have changed since we've bought it as well, and they've taken even more perks away, haven't they?
Exactly, yeah. So the whole DVC thing, there is a whole mountain of information. There's a whole load of stuff to get your head around. So it works perfectly for us. I think this actually comes on to another question that I'll cover now. So when we get to it, we're already done. Where is it? I think it was something about would we recommend it, or I think someone's saying they're talking about it trying to convince their husband. It works perfectly for us. One thing I would say, if you go direct to Disney, they won't just sell it if they want to get a sale. It's going to be for someone they know is going to benefit from it.
That's what we were told at the end of the day, though. We had a really good salesperson who was amazing, and we felt like, and he said this, they interview you as well as the other way. So
they want a good success rate.
But you could get somebody that would sell. Do you know what I mean? I think we were really lucky.
But of the people we've spoken to,
everyone's been
there
happy
hasn't
with
been
it.
anyone both from the UK and the US.
Yeah.
Because we bump into people when we're at the resorts and you chat to people.
Yeah, you do, in the hot tub.
and you actually chat to people's experiences. And I don't think there's anyone we've spoken to that said, I wish we'd never done it.
Actually, we spoke to somebody on our last trip who'd actually sold their DVC and they actually regretted it a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be doing a separate DVC video covering all the parts. Maybe not talking too much about how it works, but more about why it works for us. And then if that kind of suits you...
Is it worth it? That's a question we get asked
a lot. Is it worth it? So maybe we'll answer that. Maybe we'll explain why it works for us. And then if that's the kind of way that you holiday or think you might do, then maybe that could be the answer.
Yeah, that's a good
question here from Callum Moss. Would you consider going to Disneyland Paris? Well, in actual fact, we have. We did go. In actual fact, it was when we were able to travel after COVID and we couldn't go to the States. We did go to Paris. We did 3 trips, didn't we?
Yeah, I'll leave the link to the videos below. There is actually a playlist, a Disneyland playlist on our channel here.
And we would go back again. We were looking at it, going for a trip this year, maybe even spring this year, but with having moved and everything going on, and also the cost with them changing the passes. We were annual pass holders for that year, and it worked out perfectly. We got the trips in.
Yeah, we loved it.
And we loved it, and we would go back.
We love the drive as well, don't we, to be honest?
Yeah, so definite thumbs up. We would go back again.
Yeah.
So we have been, and we would go back again. It's also nice seeing things being done, because there's the work that's actually happening. So over the next few years, so hopefully we'll get back out there.
I'd like to.
This is from Nicola Smith. Hi Lisa, your bread always looks delicious.
Oh, thank you.
I would love to know how you make a loaf, please.
I get asked about my sourdough all the time, and I always say I don't think I'm the best one to get people started.
Can I just say that this comes probably from your channel.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
if people follow your Life with Lisa,
My vlogging channel.
your vlogging channel, people will know that you have started making, or you've been making sourdough since lockdown, and you still do.
4 years now. Yeah,
4
I make
years.
several loaves a week. I love sourdough bread. I always recommend you go and check out Farmhouse on Boone, Boone. Her name is Lisa as well. She is the master of sourdough.
And other things as well.
Just homemaking. I just love her channel. I find her channel so relaxing. But she's how I got my sourdough starter going, and I followed her recipes as well. She's amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, I think that's the best thing, and also I would say it's quite robust, isn't it?
Yeah.
Including the fact of when I put the oven on over Christmas and I didn't realise it was in there.
My starter was in the oven. I tend to keep it in there because it's nice and warm.
But it was all okay.
Yeah, my starter's been going for 4 years now. If you know somebody that has a sourdough starter, that is your best way to go, because it's mature and it's ready to start baking with. It was the actual starting from scratch, wasn't it, that's tricky? Because
basically, this is my understanding of it. It's basically flour and water, isn't it? See if I get this right, because you've really done it. So basically, you don't add yeast to it, but it makes its own yeast by fermenting. So that process of leaving it, and it needs to, should we say, is it grow? It activates, doesn't it, itself? So it kind of over time gets better, but you then need to feed it. So I think if I'm right, you take half the mixture out, add more, is it more flour and water?
When you're building your starter, when it's first growing, yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of add to it. So like you then just keep, and it took a while, but it is a process.
But it's also down to like the temperature in your house. So it's not just straightforward telling somebody how to do it. We had to tweak things because
it took some time, didn't it?
Yeah, it was tricky.
But then even making a loaf as well, it has to be prepared beforehand. I always see you of an evening getting the starter out, and there's a test, isn't there, to put it into water. So has it got to float?
Right, it's got to float.
Yeah. So if it doesn't float, that starter isn't okay for.
You can't just think, oh, I'm going to bake a loaf of bread. You have to.
But you love it, don't you?
I do. You start the process like the previous day.
But you worked out how much, apart from the actual oven being on, a loaf of bread probably
25p.
About 25p. But it's just flour and water. But we love putting, or you love putting other things, so olives. Yeah. That's sun-dried tomato.
Jalapenos.
So make your own.
Yeah, love it. But yeah, check out Lisa at Farmhouse on Boone. She's got an amazing blog and an amazing YouTube channel, and she'll teach you everything you need to know.
Okay, from Evening in Epcot, I've actually got these usernames here, so I'm doing quite well at the moment. Sorry, I'm looking down at my phone, so that's where I got the questions. Ade, what's your favourite ride? All of WDW parks. Lisa, what's your favourite sweet? Which one should we start with?
What's your favourite ride?
I think my favourite ride has to be Guardians Cosmic Rewind. I'd forgotten the name there for a minute. It is just a ride now that we've been fortunate to have ridden quite a few times.
That's only because when we're there, we try and get in as many times
as we can. We've actually, a lot of our times, we've ended up being back in Epcot purely because we've wanted to try and get onto Guardians.
Yeah.
We've been fortunate we've had every single song as well now. So we've actually, the last trip we ticked off the last one, which was... No, it was Everyone Wants to Rule
Tears for Fears.
Now, we thought Tears for Fears was actually going to be one of the ones we weren't fussed with.
Loved
but it really goes well. I have to say though, what's our favourite? No, this wasn't the question. What's your favourite song on it?
I do like that one, but it has to be.
Would you say Blondie or would you
yeah,
say
Disco
Inferno?
Yeah, I love
Disco
both.
Inferno.
Yeah, the one I'm not fussed with is September.
So for me, Cosmic Guardians Cosmic Rewind.
I'm gonna
It's a big
go
winner.
for that as well.
And you asked me.
And People Mover.
Lisa, what's your favourite sweet?
I don't know.
You don't really have a sweet tooth, do you?
No. Do you know what I might choose?
Go on.
The spiky pineapple cocktail with the extra rum shot
That's
on
not
top.
a favourite sweet.
It was sweet.
Okay, that's sweet. But what? Right, if you have a sweet you do love.
What do I love?
We have them in the car.
What?
The mint thingies.
Mint thingies. Oh, humbugs.
You-
No, I'm thinking snack in Disney.
Oh, I'm talking about sweet as in a sweet to eat.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of sweets.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, let's answer both. What's your favourite sweet as in a sweet?
I don't know.
You don't really have one, do you?
No.
What about sweet thing? What about dessert? Has to be that dessert we had at the is it the lunch or launch pad? Tomorrowland?
The sticky bread.
It's called sticky bread. The one that had the caramel.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't my favourite.
No?
I'm just trying to think. What have I had? I do love the Sleepy Hollow waffle.
Oh, okay.
I love Nutella. For somebody that doesn't really like sweet things very much, I have got better though. I've been eating a lot more chocolate.
You have?
Noticed?
Yes, I noticed.
Never used to eat chocolate at all.
It's like a chocolate orange.
I do. But I love Nutella.
Toblerone.
I can only eat one piece at a time.
Well, they're quite big.
I know, that's true. But I love the Sleepy Hollow waffles with the Nutella and the berries and banana. I love that. I tell you what else I really love, and that's the pudding in Ohana. The bread pudding, that's really good.
Actually, this leads on to a very similar question that was also by Evening in Epcot. What's your favourite park and why, and your favourite snack from there? So I think we've already spoken about some of the snacks.
What about your jalapeno poppers?
Oh, jalapeno poppers in Magic Kingdom. There's
They've
just
changed
something
our
about
life.
those.
We do so many things with jalapenos now at home. We never used to do that before.
I used to like jalapenos.
I know.
I used to have them. There was a pub nearby that used to do burgers with jalapenos, and I loved them. For someone like me that I like spice, I like flavour. For me, as long as spice brings flavour rather than blowing your head off.
You don't like warmth though in food too much.
Yeah, exactly. But it has to be flavoursome. So jalapeno poppers will be my winner every single time. Favourite snack?
I don't know. There's so many. I get excited by a lot of them.
And also, question here in regards... Oh, go on, sorry.
I was going to say, I really loved those spring rolls we had in China.
They were nice with the cocktail. They went very nicely.
They did go really well.
Yeah, so spring rolls. Just having a look here. Also, favourite Disney or WDW park, Walt Disney World Park. Now that changes, I think, every trip. I think we
It's all to do with the memories that we've made that trip.
Yeah,
And how busy the parks are.
and also I think.
Oh, I've just thought of my favourite snack. It's
Go on.
What do I love the most? The chocolate coated banana with nuts.
Oh yes, your chocolate
love
coated
that.
banana, the frozen one.
Yeah, it's
That
so
is
good.
that is so refreshing. If it's a hot day, and I think are they in all parks?
Yeah, I think so.
I've seen them in. We've definitely
had one in Epcot.
Epcot, Animal Kingdom,
I haven't had one in that.
Yes, we have.
Sorry, Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom. We haven't had Hollywood Studios.
No.
But that, I agree with you. That is so refreshing. If you are somewhere and it's really hot, and unlike an ice cream, it doesn't just melt. We've had Dole Whips before, and when it's been really hot,
get so
by the
messy.
time we actually had it, it's almost like a...
Long gone is your Instagram photo.
Exactly, you're not going to
It's
get a
just
photo of that, it's gone. So in regards to favourite park, you started to talk
We
about that.
discussed this at breakfast this morning, didn't we?
Yeah, and now I think we've spoken about this before, and it's a question I think gets asked to a lot of people about your favourite park. It changes every trip. I think it depends also, one, on two things actually, is what's actually going on at that park. What I mean by that is
That's
the fact
true.
of we have had some years when, strangely enough, there was a lot of work going on at Hollywood Studios and there weren't many rides open, but we actually loved Hollywood Studios that trip.
2017.
I think because it was quieter. and we just loved going in and actually enjoying it.
We had such fun with the kids, the character meets. We just made
Yeah.
our best memories in that park that trip.
So I'd have to say it changes every trip. I think it also changes depending on where we're staying. Because like if we're staying and it's easier, not that it's difficult to navigate and get to places, but if we're, for example, staying on site at one of the monorail resorts, we'll probably say that Magic Kingdom would be the park that trip, because we would probably go there more often.
The other thing I was going to say, it depends on the time of year as well. When we went with the family during our October trip, Epcot was just so busy and it's not enjoyable when you are walking, but you are just walking along with everybody. But if you wanted to stop, you wouldn't be able to. And you can't enjoy what's around you.
Generally, we leave when it gets like that, don't
and Epcot felt like that trip because of the food and wine. It wasn't so enjoyable. So I do tend to find it depends on the time of year and what's going on as well. But we've had the last couple of trips, Animal Kingdom has been the quietest, and it's just been, you know, when you just go to a park and you just come away just thinking, I've just had the best park day ever.
Yeah.
Where you've had a nice combination of not waiting for a long time. We got on Flight of Passage and it was practically a walk on.
Yeah, it was. We did actually, the vlog, I can't remember the title of that vlog, but literally we walked and we were pretty much almost there, weren't we? Oh, you got a little bug on you. I'll get rid of that one sec.
But it's when you've had like good food, you've had good character interactions, you've maybe had a really nice wander around the shops, really good weather, and it's just felt you've just come away and you know that feeling where you leave a park and you just think, today was amazing. And we've had a lot of Animal Kingdom days like that, haven't we? Really, really nice. But I was also saying though, if I had to buy a ticket, this is what we were discussing at breakfast, if you could buy a ticket, which park would you buy it for? And like we were saying, you're going to get your money's worth out of Magic Kingdom or Epcot, I think, because you've got like a full day. And like I was saying with Epcot as well, you've got like the rides in the day, the food, but then in the evening, you've got the live music, you've got cocktails if you want. So it depends what you want from a park. Obviously, you've got the evening entertainment as well at Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Sorry, I could talk about it forever.
You could, yeah. Yes, I think it does just change, doesn't it? I think depending on what's on, where we are, and also, I don't know really. I think also sometimes it's a case of like at the moment, or the last few trips, Guardians has been a new ride, a new attraction.
So that's fun.
So that's been something we've wanted to go to enjoy. So we've maybe spent more time in Epcot. So yeah.
Let us know though, all of you, what's your favourite park? And does it change each trip as well, the same as
And
us?
also, do you do all the parks? That's the other question as well. I mean,
I
I know...
noticed that a lot of the Americans don't, because they go for shorter trips.
Yeah. So they may only pay... I think we actually spoke to people doing different ways. Remember, there was one family or couple from... I'm not sure if it was from either Georgia. It was from the south somewhere. And basically, they were there for 2 days, and they were going to do 2 parks each day, so get a little bit of everything. But I know some people we've spoken to do just kind of do pick and choose.
Yeah.
But they're generally then back again, aren't they? So they'll probably do something else.
Yeah, that's true.
We've had a question in regards to. I don't know if this means off-site or not Disney off-site. If this means Orlando or in general. Best non-Disney... Oh, it is Disney, yeah, sorry. Oh, let's start again. Best non-Disney restaurant to have a meal.
Okay.
So I assume they mean in Orlando. Where would you say?
I do like Texas Roadhouse.
I do as well. Texas Roadhouse. I have to say though, we obviously haven't been to the one in Disney, but when we were in North Carolina, we did go to Longhorns.
I would still choose Texas
Roadhouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you. I think that overall, I think for everything, for us, I love the steak there. It can't, for me, for the price as well. I'm not saying that for the price it's a bad steak. I think it's an amazing steak for the price.
I like the atmosphere there.
And the atmosphere as well. I love that kind of.
Staff are always really friendly.
Yeah, I do love that kind of. How do you describe it? That sort of sports bar. It's not even a sports bar, but that kind of feel. So we do like that, don't we? Yeah. So I'd have to say it's that. There's a couple here which are very similar. One for a scrap with SU. I'm going to Disney World for the first time next year. Any tips for first timers? And also Martha. Hi Martha. Making first WW trip in February. What are your number one things to ride, see and eat?
Oh, that's so exciting.
So I think, and again, please feel free, both of you or anyone, to message us as well, because more than happy to offer advice on anything really. So yeah, please just reach out now, and we would like to record another video. Martha, I can see your trip's in February, so message us. But I think one of the best bits of advice, can I say something first before you?
Yeah.
Is the fact of, if it's your first time, I don't mean to say this in the way that you're not going to get everything done, but enjoy the moment and enjoy what you do get done. Don't chase your tail thinking that you've got to be doing the next thing.
Or trying to do everything.
Or trying to do everything. We still haven't done everything. Our first trip, we didn't even go into Tomorrowland, did we? And it was supposed to be our once in a lifetime trip.
We did have little kids then, though,
Yeah.
so it's harder.
Yeah.
Because you're restricted, you can't stay up late and things.
But enjoy what you're doing. We've seen it actually in the parks where I think people have just tried to maybe do too much and it goes past the point of being enjoyable. So that's the only advice we would give. It's difficult because you want to make the most of it. It's not cheap. But at the same time, you want to enjoy it. You want to have fun. So do what you can do. Do as much research as you can, and use the apps like what's the app for that's the queue? Is it Touring Plans?
No.
No? Which one have I got wrong?
Don't know.
Which is the one you always use to check the queue times and which is a busy park and which is not?
Oh yeah, that's Touring Plans.
Touring Plans. Yeah. So, but yeah, research, I say reach out any questions. Maybe it's a separate video that we could do actually in regard to first timers. So we could talk about that probably for hours, couldn't we?
The other thing I was going to say, for us personally, we're early risers anyway, but we always like to get in the park well before opening, get there really early.
If we're going to get there early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But get there early and make the most of when it's quieter in the mornings. And then we like to split our day into 3. So get there nice and early, leave sort of like in early afternoon as it gets busier. Have your downtime in the afternoon, whether that be go for a nap, whether that be lay around the pool, maybe visit some resorts, but have the quiet time, rest your feet. Then we always find having a shower it really picks you up though, doesn't it? Just, rest your feet, have a nice refresh, and then get ready again for the evening and go and enjoy the evening time. Also as well, if you're going during a hot time of year, Martha, for example, it won't be so bad, shouldn't be as warm. But especially if you're going in the hotter months, you're then resting during the hotter times, and then you're back out again in the evening. We find that really works for us.
I think the other thing as well, we're obviously saying we've gone back for a rest. We'd either drive back or go to the resort or whatever. If you are in a situation where you are not able to do that, always remember that if you're in a park, you can always get to any of the Disney resorts to go and enjoy. If you follow our vlogs, you'll see that we do love spending time in the resorts, even if we're not staying there.
This is actually something for a lot of people that our first timers aren't always aware, that even if you're not staying at a Disney resort, you can use them and you can use the transport as well. So that's a really good point. If you're in Magic Kingdom for the day, you can hop on a bus, hop on the monorail, hop on a boat and go and visit another resort, have food there, enjoy the shops, just have a wander. Obviously you can't use the pools or anything like that, but you can
have some real downtime as well, and you've not got, if that park is busy, there are quiet spots, but there is something nice. For example, Magic Kingdom, you can get the resort boat, I've forgotten the actual proper names that they call them, don't they, but the resort boat back to either, any of the Bay Lake resorts, isn't it? So, and
sometimes you can be really lucky and there can be characters there as well. That's happened to us a few times.
And don't forget as well, like if you are in Magic Kingdom, you can walk to the Contemporary, you can walk to Bay Lake. Now, although there isn't really anything at Bay Lake in regards to restaurants, you've got the Contemporary where you've got the shops, you can go and grab a drink, something to eat. And you can play like a lot of the resorts, there's cornholes and things like that. Go and get an ice cream. One of our favourites is going over to Wilderness Lodge. That's just a nice relaxing one as well. And again, they've got their outdoor, we were trying to think about this actually, they've got Geyser Point, an outdoor, would you call it bar? Not restaurant is it such, but it's got, you can get food. But it looks over Bay Lake, and there's a nice amount of seats in there. again, just go and
Yeah.
get some snacks, something to eat. They did used to do, I think they still do, one of the nicest burgers there.
You like the bison burger.
Yeah, so first times, I think that's the thing. If you're not at a resort that you can go back to, or a hotel, or wherever you're staying, a villa, remember, if you're on site, use their transportation, and you can, go and have some wind down time. You also see some resorts as well.
Couple of things. You can't just drive to a resort. If you're not staying there, you're not supposed to go and park, and they do sort of ask you, and generally you're not supposed to park there. So do keep your car at the resort and use the transportation that Disney offers. It is free, you don't have to pay. And if you've got a Disney refillable mug, pop it in your bag. We use the IKEA Ziploc bags, and then when you're at the resort, you can refill your mugs there. You don't have to pay for a drink then. We do that, don't we? So
Really does save, actually, especially in the heat as well.
you can't refill them in the parks, but you can at the resorts. And Boardwalk is another one that I highly recommend as well. Near Epcot and Hollywood Studios. It's really, really worth checking out Boardwalk.
And again, you can walk there.
From Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, well, you've got Boardwalk and Beach Club and Yacht Club.
Really worth checking them out. And great for evening entertainment as well.
Next question. We could talk a lot of time. So that's another video. So at the moment we've got a DVC one, we've got a first timers video. Diane Hacker asked, would you fly to Tampa again? How easy was it to get from the terminal to car hire? Thanks.
Somebody else asked me that actually the other day. We did actually, on our last trip in September, we did fly into Tampa. So if you are flying into Tampa as well, I'll leave the link to that video for our travel day. It was so easy. The only thing that puts me off is the flight time, because it's late in the evening and you get in at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, Virgin could change their schedules, so it could be, just keep an eye on it. It seems to be at the moment that Tampa flight is the late one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the only thing, but the roads were quiet.
It was
actually really easy.
Really nice.
The airport was nice, get into the car hire, there was no trouble. It was a breeze. And also I know of others that have done it, friends have done it. We have flown in, it's not the first time we've flown to Tampa, but that was the first time we've flown internationally into Tampa. But both times we've done, it's been easy.
The I-4 was really quiet. It was really easy. The only reason we would choose Tampa over MCO is because we use miles. It depends what reward seats are available. That particular time in September, we couldn't get any rewards into Orlando, could we? So that was why we flew to Tampa.
For the Love of Mouse asked a few questions, just high level here. Question about DVC. I knew there was someone else that asked, do you think DVC is worth it? Trying to convince my husband. Yeah, we'll cover a video on that again. It depends on how you holiday, what you want to do. But again, in the meantime, though, please message us and
I've
ask.
also got other DVC videos as well, so I will link those just in case they're any help.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
We've got also, for Love of Mouse says, how are you finding being in the new area? It looks beautiful there, by the way. We're loving it.
It's 9 weeks now.
It's 9 weeks.
Sorry, if you're new to our channel, we completely changed our lives 9 weeks ago and moved 70 miles away to the country.
Yes. I mean, we were kind of in the country-ish sort of anyway, but
we
not,
were
not as...
30 miles out of London in our courting days.
Courting days,
Before,
from the 1950s.
It was nearly 20 years ago.
It's not 1950s, though,
no,
is it?
But it was before congestion.
Downton Abbey.
It was before congestion charges. I was going to say we used to drive half an hour and park by Harrods.
Congestion charge was still in then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we used to go on a Sunday because you didn't have to pay.
Or after 6 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, we're loving being here. We are in the countryside. There's lots of places we're wanting to explore. At the moment, it's just getting the time to do so, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been really busy.
Life just seems to be manic. I think that's partially due to moving and also just life in general. So, but no, looking forward to it. Looking forward to exploring. There's a question here from Georgia. Something you were hesitant to do, but so glad you did. Do you know the immediate one comes from me?
What's that?
DVC.
Yeah, that's a major one.
I think that's a real big one I can think of. The deciding to do DVC was something that we had to think of pretty quickly.
Yeah, I felt so sick.
It really took over that part of the holiday.
Going on holiday with my family.
No, it says hesitant but glad you did.
Yeah, I actually really had a
No, I
nice
did actually.
time.
It was really nice actually. We were really. I don't know if anyone's done a holiday with a large group. We hadn't, but I had my doubts before going, knowing the personalities. But it did work really well, didn't it?
It really did.
It was quite good because your sister just got lost and it was just funny.
I don't know what else. Don't know. Yeah, the DVC's a
I
really
think probably
good one.
moving's another one.
Yeah.
That was a very, very big decision, and glad we've done it. So glad we've done it. Would we take a trip to Alani?
We've spoken about that actually. I've got a big birthday coming up, and we've spoken about it for that. But now we've ended up doing this other trip with the family coming up, so that I don't think we'll be able to do both, will we?
We'll see.
I don't think we'll be able to do. But now I don't know if I want to, in all fairness. I don't know, we're not beach people. And I don't know. We've spoken for my big birthday about maybe doing Tennessee, haven't we? I get excited by mountains. You've got mountains in Hawaii. But I don't know, it's just such a long way.
I think with the Hawaii, it's getting to LA first and then onto it, which we could spend some time there. But it's...
I don't know.
so
I
many other
like the
things.
idea. Yosemite excites me more. Tennessee excites me more.
And there's lots of places we do want to see. And Alani's one of them. We'd love to go to Hawaii. But it's just trying to work out what...
and we've been talking more about doing a cruise and actually stopping off and seeing lots of places. The Norwegian fjords excite me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea, but it feels a lot of hassle. And it doesn't fill me with that same excitement that some of the other places do. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe one day.
Yeah, it does. I think we just have so many ideas. I think pre-COVID we had almost things not mapped out, but we had this idea we would like to do this, we'd like to do this, we'd like to do this, and that kind of put everything got all a bit muddled up, didn't it? So we've kind of got to just realign and move forward from here, and obviously moving as well, as we've kind of put trips on pause for the moment until later in the year. So we will be doing some UK trips as well and exploring, which will be on this channel. So we're looking forward to sharing those.
I also wanted to address Anna's message, who's had a baby, asked if it gets any easier. We spoke about this one. No, Anna, it gets harder. I just pre-warn you. Enjoy the days at the moment while you've got full control.
Yeah, wait till their 20s.
We were just saying that you feel it's really hard when, anyone else with kids, let me know if you agree with this, you feel it's really hard when you've got little ones. But then the bigger the child, the bigger the problems we've found. And at least when they're little, you've got control. Like we were talking, we had one that was a runner, and I think, but you can control the running, you know, if like we had one that was a runner and you are in control of your child running.
It's down to you, isn't it?
You don't leave the front door open. You don't get out the car and plonk them next because you know they're going to run. Do you know what I mean? So you're in control of that. Whereas then when they start...
He was a bit of a Houdini as well, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Have his buggy,
get
wasn't
out of
he?
anything. But then when you've got older kids and it's things like when they first start walking to school, that was terrifying. The thought of if he's carrying his football and it drops in the road, will he think, oh,
there's a car, it's a road.
or will he his instinct just be to get the ball? Or if the boys as well, especially messing around and one accidentally pushes them into the road, it's all those things. Or you worry about a stranger stopping to stroke a puppy. You know, we always used to laugh at Holly. Holly loved dogs. She'd be that child. Yeah, I'm in the back of the van to stroke that puppy. It was the adverts when we
shouldn't laugh about it because
it's not a laughing matter.
It's not a laughing matter.
But then suddenly when you've got kids in their late teens and all their friends are driving, suddenly the thought of them walking to school
seems insignificant in comparison.
Because they're in friends' cars.
Yeah, I think it just goes and it kind of... so there are different challenges, I think, as the ages get older. And you actually look back now and you think those times that when they were a lot younger...
were easy.
Having things like... you always just remember, wasn't it? Obviously bath time, stories, bed, things like that. And then by the time it gets to 6 or 7 o'clock, you've got your evening. Yes, it has its other challenges. When we've done holidays, you have to plan things accordingly. It's tiring
as well. Having little kids is so, I don't think I've ever been so tired.
So obviously, as kids get older, going on holiday with them got easier in some respect because you could be out longer.
Yeah.
You didn't have to have set time. Not say set times, but you know what I mean.
Meal times.
We wouldn't always have exactly the same structure on holiday because you're on holiday, but we would try to make sure that there was some sort of rest and things like that. So I think the challenges change, don't they?
Yeah, I miss the younger years so much. I loved having little kids. I really, really did. Yeah, so enjoy it. It's tiring. I've never known tiredness as much as, especially as our kids didn't sleep so well. But yeah, I miss it a lot. Enjoy it. Enjoy every single phase, because when they get to their 20s, you'll miss those days.
Yeah, and then there's other challenges at that time as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, it's good. It's nothing bad really, is it?
No.
But it's just, it can be hard work, but in different ways.
Yeah, every phase is different. Every phase has like now, it's amazing having adult kids. We laugh so much, don't we?
Yeah.
It's completely different. It's easy in that way, but like you say, you have different worries, don't you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think there's another couple more questions, and then I think we're going to wrap it up. Another question from, I've just looked on the phone, we go from Georgia. If we were to choose 3 artists to headline a festival, who would they be? Well, I know one of them straight away. Green Day.
We're big Green Day fans.
Funny enough, it was actually, I know they got their album that came out yesterday, wasn't it? Saviour's album. My love of Green Day's come from you. And I have to say, I was a big U2 fan, still am. Haven't really listened to them for a long time, but Green Day, there's something about it. If ever you get a chance to see them, we've seen them all sizes of venues. We've seen them at stadium, we've seen them right up close, literally within about 15 feet in Golden Circle that we managed to wangle. But we've also seen them when they've done their private gigs, when we've had like a 2,000.
We used to be Green Day fan club members.
Yeah, and we went to, it wasn't Shepherd's Bush, was it?
Yeah, the O2.
And it was a secret gig. It wasn't like one of the ones they did recently. They did one in a pub in London.
Oh my goodness, that looks so cool, didn't it?
Really good, but
as part of the club, you get that.
You got like a heads up.
Yeah, that they're going to be there.
And I managed to get, so there's only 2,000 tickets. And that sounds obviously, people say, it's a small gig. It is a small gig.
Considering if
you do a stadium, you've got 100,000 people there. 2,000, it's very intimate. It's kind of almost raw. But it was amazing. I'd say that's definitely one.
Yeah.
For me, I'd love to see, have seen them lots of times, U2. Maybe not now so much. But in their, REO Speedwagon.
We love Ari. I know what you were going to say.
What am I going to say? REO Speedwagon. I grew up. My dad loved his music, and REO Speedwagon was something I grew up with. One of those bands. They're a US 70s sort of rock. They're the kind of group
Reminds us of our trips.
Could possibly be in Epcot. You could imagine them doing it, but they still tour. And they were doing some touring when we were there, but not quite where we were. Someone else I would say is the Beach Boys.
I knew you were going to say that. Do you regret not getting tickets?
I really do.
They were in St. Augustine when we were there.
And they weren't that expensive, and I really wish we'd...
$30 I think.
Yeah.
And then they were playing at the Hard Rock in Orlando as well.
Yeah. Another one for me, we're going a real 70s vibe here, is Supertramp. I love Supertramp. Until recently I didn't realise they're from the UK. But again, another 70s kind of rock. Who else would you say? More current. We love The Weeknd, don't we?
Yeah.
But haven't really listened to too much of his stuff. We love a whole lot of music. I'd say definitely Green Day. I'm trying to think who else. Who else would you?
I wish I'd seen George Michael back in the day. He was my first love. I've got a real soft spot for him. I really wish that, like my parents had thought, Lisa loves George, let's take her to a concert. But they didn't.
It's not nice, is it?
I know.
Last 2 questions.
Yeah.
Your favourite pair of ears was one question.
Aww.
What would be your favourite pair?
I'm just trying to think.
And also there's a question of my favourite t-shirt. I don't really know. There's some I do go for. I do actually like my Jaws t-shirt that I'm wearing at the moment. I know it's not Disney, but I do love this. Got the Universal our June 2022 trip. I love my Vans Disney t-shirt. They did it, was it last year? The Vans, it's got just the little Mickey, and there's the Mickey and the castle on the back. I love my People Mover t-shirt that you got me for our last trip. I think they're probably some of the favourite ones, my go-tos that I'd wear. So yeah, ears?
My ears, I would have to say probably my Primark ones, purely because they are so comfortable. I forget that I'm wearing them. They don't look the greatest, but
these are the ones you make yourself as well, aren't you?
Yeah, well I put the bows on, yeah. But I do love the Disney designs, but I can't wear them because they give me such headaches.
But to look at them, the ones, if you wanted to wear of the ones you've got, what would be your favourite?
I like my Alice ones, the ones with the blues on and the greens. And I like I don't know, a lot of them I really like, but they pinch so much. I also really like, I've got some navy blue ones that I bought during, it was back around the July 4th time, and they've got like a little
I know, like the American
flag.
ones, don't they? Yeah.
I really like those ones. They're not as pinchy actually, they do seem to vary. And I love my Chip and Dale, the ones I bought Disneyland Paris for the 30th.
The 30th, yes.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I really love those. They're cute. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we've answered most of the questions. Sorry if we didn't, but maybe we'll get to those to the next time. But I say we will be recording another couple of videos. Hopefully, well, we'll be soon. But thank you so much for your questions. I hope you've enjoyed this, and in the meantime, if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out on Instagram or message us here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope Lisa's headache gets better as well. She's been really suffering, so...
Just feel congested, that's all. But thank you, and I hope, because I know there's loads of colds and bugs and things going around, so anyone else feeling under the weather, get better soon. But yeah, finished now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we will speak to you next time.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.